What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So in today's video, I do just want to give you guys a recap of the NBA playoffs so far. Now, we will be talking about the second round matchups. And without further ado, let's switch over so that we can take a look at the bracket. And I'll go through each bracket and just give my thoughts on those matchups so far. Alright, so let's start off with this bracket right here. The Nuggets between the Suns. Now, this has been an interesting matchup. My prediction was the Nuggets in 6, and I stand on that prediction. And so far, the Suns have only won one game, and the Nuggets have won 2. So Denver leads this series 2-1. And I feel like it's pretty much going according to my thoughts. The Nuggets, they have too much depth for the Suns, and like I said in my actual breakdown between this series, it's going to take both Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, just going crazy scoring to actually win this series. And the one game they actually won was the game that Devin Booker was unstoppable, and Kevin Durant, he was all right, but he scored 30. So, hey, I feel like it's really going according to plan. I still don't really think the Suns could really, stand too much of a chance against this Nuggets team due to that depth problem that I stated in my previous video. But everything looks like it's going according to plan. And before I even move on to the next series, shout out to Devin Booker, man. Devin Booker, in my honest opinion, has been the best player in this playoff so far. I'm gonna just keep it real. Now, another honorable mention for that statement is my boy Jimmy Butler, but I'm gonna give it to Devin Booker because he's been, in my honest opinion, a little more consistent when it comes to his scoring output. I think he's been averaging like 37 points per game. So yeah, it's definitely crazy. But like I said, it could definitely be an argument for Jimmy Butler to have that dub when it comes to the best player in the playoffs so far, because his team is actually winning. And let's take a look at the next team that we just brought up, aka the Miami Heat and the Knicks matchup. So far, as you guys can see, Miami leads this series 2-1. And let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So for this matchup right here, I feel like it's one of those defensive matchups. Both of these teams not scoring that many points. And my prediction was the Knicks to win this series, but I think I might be just sleeping on the Heat too much. I really thought that them having Mitchell Robinson, a big who's great at, blocking shots and getting rebounds, I really thought that would make a bigger impact for this Knicks team, but so far it really hasn't. These games, they've been very physical, which I like, and it just reminds you of more of that old school basketball where it's a lot of grinding it out. It's a lot of contact, things of that nature, and I feel like the Heat, they just been really winning when it comes to that. Also, when it comes to outside shot making, the Heat, they've been slightly better when it comes to that as well. And to me, that's the reason why the Heat are up to 1, because of them having Jimmy Butler, who, can play great defense and will his team to victories. For them having better role players who are actually hitting their timely shots when they're open. And we seen how much fight this Heat team had without Jimmy Butler. And I believe it was game 2. They had a lot of fight. It's not like the Knicks just beat that team easily. And hey, because of the contributions of their role players, the solid defense they've been playing, and Jimmy Butler, that's the reason why they up 2-1. So shout out to the Heat, and let's move on to the next team. So the next team I do just want to talk about is well, a series to be exact, that I want to talk about is this Warriors-Lakers series. Now, for this series right here, it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to talk about. I'll start off with this. I think this series, the main thing that's really been bothering a lot of people, a lot of fans to be specific, is just the free throw attempts. And it looks like that's what's going to be the big difference between which team wins or loses in this series. The free throw attempts. Which team is more aggressive in that paint? Which team is getting more foul calls? Because let's keep it real, Lakers, they got a lot of foul calls in game 1 and also game 3, and those are the 2 games they actually won. And I'm not saying that anything rigged or anything like that, because I don't believe that, but like I was saying, that's just my point. It looks like, for the most part, the way a team is going to win this series is just whichever one is more aggressive attacking the paint while also hitting their outside shots. In game 2, the Warriors, they couldn't miss from 3. They really couldn't miss from 3. And that got them an easy blowout. But at the same time, when that 3-point shot not going down, you got to be aggressive. You got to attack the rim and put some force on these defenders. And in game 3, they didn't really do that. Curry, he had a kind of tough game from 3. You know, Clay, I believe he was actually hitting, but still, they don't really attack the rim too hard. So that's definitely a problem. One thing I can say that I did like in game 2, the game that they really won, is that Curry was literally picking apart the double teams that were getting bombarded at him. He was literally picking them apart. As soon as somebody tried to double team him, he would just, pass it over to a great passer in Draymond Green, and Draymond Green was making the right play every time. So I like that. And another thing I do want to note, I like that Darvin Ham made fucking adjustments. I didn't see no adjustments in game 2. They kept trying to double team this man. They kept trying to double team Curry. But in game 3, they finally made adjustments. They said, fuck all that double teaming. We just go, play them straight up for the most part and try to get the ball out of his hands. Play up on him. And that's what they did. And it looked like it worked pretty effectively. So shout out to them. Lakers up 2-1. And let's see. I do expect the Warriors to bounce back, but it should definitely be interesting. Now, let's talk about this final series right here. The 76ers versus the Celtics. Now, where do I start, man? Man. So, game 1. James Harden, he had a masterclass performance. I believe he scored 45 points, and he was cooking. He was in his bag. And after that, he disappeared like the Avatar, man. He really did. And this is pretty much going according to what my prediction was. I feel like the Celtics, they have so many good wing defenders and guard defenders that it was definitely going to be hard for this 76ers team. And so far, game 2 and 3, that's how it's been. The guards have had bad games. James Harden hasn't played that well in game 2 or 3. Tyrese Maxey, same thing, hasn't really played too well in game 2 or 3. And that's because of that defense that the Celtics have, man. It's a problem. It's a problem. And another thing I want to notice, just the Celtics, man. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown put so much, just pressure on the defense, especially when it comes to his driving, because he's so explosive. I know y'all seen that highlight where he tried to slam it on Embiid, and Embiid blocked it, but at the same time, regardless, I like the pressure that he really puts on defenders when it comes to driving to that paint, because if that ain't Embiid right there, that's easily a foul. It's a foul to anybody, and that's what's been happening over this series, man. These smaller wings, they just can't guard these bigger players such as Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They just can't guard them, man. And it's really been a problem. And with that, hey, y'all tell me what y'all think of the video. Who do y'all feel like will win these series? Let's go through these series one more time to wrap this up. Let's go through them one more time to wrap this up. So far, Nuggets lead 2-1 against the Suns. Do y'all think the Nuggets are going to get the job done? I don't know. Right beside them, we got the Heat and Knicks. Heat lead the Knicks 2-1. I'm gonna stick with my prediction on the Knicks winning, man. But hey, it's looking spooky. I'm gonna keep it a band. Warriors Lakers. Lakers lead 2-1. Do y'all think the Warriors can make a comeback? And last but not least, the 76ers and Celtics. Boston lead 2-1. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments down below. Like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the motherfucking channel, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and I'm out. Peace.